Bling crew, welcome back to our channel for Bling Your Things. My name is Shannon, and today I'm going to show you how to crystallize this Inkjoy gel pen in a honeycomb pattern and make some cute flower designs. So I've already started prepping this pen. I've already taken it apart, and then you need to sand it down after you've taken it apart. Then after you sand, you need to go ahead and clean it with rubbing alcohol to get any of the dirt and the dust remaining on the pen off so that you have a clean surface to start with. Then for rhinestones, I'm going to be using our line of diamond cut flatbacks in size SS10. For this pen, I'm going to use the colors amethyst, citrine, and then diamond or crystal for the center of the flowers. Then I'm going to go ahead and start applying stones. I'm going to apply to the straight edge of the pen. This is the end that you, where the ink is that you would write with. I'm going to apply the glue all the way around the pen. Using a 5 ml syringe with a 20 gauge blunt tip needle, and then for glue I'm using super tight fusion tack. Fusion tack is a white glue that dries clear. It is good for all types of surfaces. You can use it on things like fabric, glass, leather, plastic, wood, and additional surfaces. Then for this first row, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply 12 stones all the way around the pen. Again, I'm using our diamond cut flatbacks in size SS10. This color is citrine. So one of the keys to getting your honeycomb pattern right is getting this very first row straight. Your base row needs to be straight. So when I put them on, I'm not really too concerned about them being straight at this point. I'm going to make sure that I have my spacing evenly, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply it against the flat surface. So in this instance, I'm just going to use my desk, and then I'm going to use my pickup tool, and I'm going to push all of the rhinestones down so that they're flat with the desk. So doing this little trick is going to make sure that that very first row is completely straight. Then I'm going to let that first row dry just a little bit so that I can prevent them from moving around, and then I'm going to start on the next row. So you can either do your glue in two ways. You can put little dots and then put the rhinestones on top of each little dot, or I like to spread out my glue so that I get more even coverage, and then I just spread it out with the tip of my blunt tip needle. And I generally do my pens row by row, and then the farther I get down, I'll start applying larger sections of glue so that I can do several rows at the same time. So for the second row, I'm going to start applying my stones into the crevice from the stones from the prior row, but I'm not going to push them. I don't want to be cramming my stones into that first row. Your rhinestones need room to, I always say they need room to breathe. They need room to move or have a little bit of space because they're not all exactly the same size. So you need room to space them out if one is bigger than the one next to it, so that you don't end up getting crooked lines. For this first section, I'm going to go ahead and apply 4 rows, all in the color citrine. So I will speed up the video a little bit to get to the next part. So then I'm just going to go ahead and finish up these last 2 rows before I start the design. So again, I am using size SS10 in our diamond cut flatbacks. I prefer to use this size stone for doing the pens. They fit nicely around the whole pen. You can find the rhinestones and all of the products that we are using in today's video on our website, blingyourthings.com. We have over 40 colors of rhinestones available. We have the glue, the syringes, the pickup tools, the shaker trays, pretty much everything that you need to get started for making pens or for tumblers. There's also a tips and tricks section where you can find other designs and patterns. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you could give this tutorial a thumbs up and go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel so you're notified of new videos. So now that I got the first 4 rows done, this is what the flower design is going to go ahead and look like, and then I will show you how to do that pattern. This pattern is really simple. It's really just 3 rows of alternating your stones in different ways to create the design. So the first row is you're just doing 2 stones of, in this instance I'm doing the amethyst, so 2 stones of amethyst and then 2 of the citrine stones, and then I'm going to repeat that 3 times around this row. So again, the pattern for this row is going to be 2 of the amethyst stones and then 2 of the citrine, and then I'm going to repeat that 3 times. And this is going to be the base of the flower row. And then periodically after you get your rows done, just kind of go back and double check to make sure that your lines are staying straight. You don't want to cram your stones into that row. Don't shove them and like pack them in. So then for the next row, I'm going to go ahead and use a crystal stone for the center of the flower. You could use other color, whatever other color that you like. I find that it looks better and it stands out if you use a third color for that center. So then the pattern for this row is it's going to be 1 citrine, and then you're going to do an amethyst, then the crystal for the center of the stone, and then another amethyst. And then you're going to repeat that again 3 times around the pen. Then for the next row, you're repeating the row prior. So this one's going to be 2 of the citrine stones and then 2 of the amethyst, and then you're just lining them up so that they're on top of each other. So the pattern is really just, again, it's 3 rows. 2 of the rows are exactly the same. So 2 citrine and then 2 amethyst, and then the next row is going to be a citrine to kind of separate out the flowers, and then it's going to be an amethyst, a crystal for the center, and then another amethyst, and then repeat that 3 times. Then for the row above that, I'm going to go ahead and create like a space, so I'm going to do a whole row of the color citrine. And then because I kind of want the pattern to look like it's like going around the whole pen, for the next section I'm going to shift over where I started my flowers. So I'm going to put it right in the center of the spacing for the other pattern. And then again, it's going to be the same pattern. I'm going to use 2 citrine, 2 amethyst, and then the next row is going to be citrine, an amethyst, the center of the flower, another amethyst, and then it's just repeating. So it's the same thing, and I'm just alternating it by shifting over where I'm starting that row. So you can do as many flowers as you'd like. You could do less. It's really up to you. You are the artist. You get to decide what your designs are going to look like. You could use multiple colors for your flowers. You don't have to use all the same color. You could do all flowers in alternating colors. Again, it's up to you. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. It's your design. You get to bling it however you'd like. So then I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this section, and then I will speed up the video again. There is a couple other things that I will point out. When you get to the tip of the pen, you do have to be a little bit careful with how you place your stones, so that they're not overlapping where the clicker is going to go back into the pen. If you have questions about anything in today's tutorial, please post a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I will also post a link to all of the products I used in today's video. Like I said, everything, all of the rhinestones and the pickup tools and the trays are available on our website, blingyourthings.com. Or if you have a project that you would like to see us do a tutorial on, you can leave your suggestions in the comments below as well. We also have a printable pattern available for this design. It is available on the website as well as our private Facebook group. If you go to Facebook and search for Bling Your Things Rhinestones, you will find our group and then you can request to be a member. And then there's this pattern and several patterns for tumblers and ombre designs, and we have others that we're adding. Let's go ahead and skip to the last couple rows so that I can show you how to work on the curved part at the end of the pen. So at the end here, I do put a little bit more glue than I do throughout the pen because this part is going to get a little bit more action and touch and wear than the rest of the pen, but not enough that the glue is like oozing out around the sides and potentially clouding the stove. So this end of the pen does have a slight curve, so you want to pay attention that as it curves, not all of the rhinestones are going to fit in there how they have been fitting at the rest of the pen. So you might end up with a little section where the rhinestones aren't going to fit, and you may need to space them out. You just want to kind of check as you go along to see how things are fitting, and you don't want to cram the rhinestones in there, and you don't want them to go over the edge. If they go over the edge on the opening, you're not going to be able to use the clicker at the end of the pen. So a lot of times when I'm doing this last row, I actually end up using one less rhinestone than I've used in all of the other rows, and I end up using 11 rhinestones. I'm still getting complete coverage, but the rhinestones just don't fit because there's less surface area right here. So here is what our finished pen looks like. Very beautiful, nice and sparkly. And then to recap, we used our diamond cut flat backs. We used the color crystal for the center. We used amethyst for the flowers. And then we used the color citrine for the base part of the pen. We used super tight fusion tack. It is a white glue that dries clear. We used a 5 ml syringe with a 20 gauge blunt tip needle, and then the rhinestone pickup tool. All of the products are available on our website, blingyourthings.com. And then we can go ahead and put the pen back together. There's the two pieces for the clicker. I'm just going to slide those in. Then I'm going to put the pen in. Make sure you don't lose the spring part. And then I'm going to twist the cap back on. And then it's done. Just make sure that it clicks and that your rhinestones aren't hitting on the edge of the clicker. And here is a close-up of the finished pen. Don't forget you can use whatever colors you would like, and there is a printable template available in our Facebook group, Bling Your Things Rhinestones. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, have a fantastic week.